Okay, so today we're taking a deep dive into something called the ESX chain.
ESX Chain.
And
Yeah.
I guess the big vision behind it
Yeah.
is to revolutionize real estate investment.
Really revolutionized.
Using this thing called tokenization.
Right.
Imagine like owning a little piece of a Manhattan skyscraper.
Wow.
Or a villa in Bali.
Nice.
As easily as you could buy like a Dogecoin or whatever.
It's a powerful vision.
Yeah, it really is.
The idea is to take these real-world assets, things like real estate, and convert them into digital tokens on a blockchain.
Okay, so help me unpack this a little bit.
Sure.
Real-world asset tokenization.
Yeah.
Like, what is that in layman's terms?
So basically, you're taking something tangible like a building or a piece of land and creating a digital representation of it on a blockchain.
So instead of having like a physical deed,
Right.
you'd have this digital token that proves your ownership.
Exact.
Okay, and I see here that ESX Chain is actually its own layer 1 blockchain. What does that mean exactly?
So that means it's built from scratch specifically for this purpose,
Got it.
for tokenizing real estate and other real-world assets.
So it's not just trying to be a jack of all trades like some other blockchains out there.
No, they're laser-focused on
Yeah.
real estate.
Makes sense.
And their mission statement really captures this ambition, making real estate ownership
Yeah, see that here?
simple, affordable, and accessible.
Everyone, everywhere.
Everyone, everywhere.
That's a pretty bold claim.
It is. It is.
But like, how are they planning to do that? What are the advantages of using the ESX chain?
Well, for starters, they have what they call a dedicated RWA infrastructure.
What does that even mean?
It means the ESX chain is designed from the ground up
Okay.
to be really efficient for real estate transactions.
So faster transactions?
Faster, more secure,
Okay.
and lower fees, potentially.
I mean, that's a big deal
Thank you.
in real estate.
Especially these days.
And I imagine security is a big concern too.
Absolutely. Blockchain technology itself brings a lot to the table in terms of security.
Because it's all transparent and tamper-proof, right?
Right.
So you can't just like fake a deed or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's the idea.
But real estate is also like notoriously complex with all these regulations and legal stuff.
Yeah, it can be a minefield.
How does ESX Chain navigate all of that?
Well, they claim that they have enhanced security and compliance features built in.
Okay.
But how that plays out in the real world with different countries and their regulations remains to be seen.
Okay, so let's talk about like the actual mechanics of this tokenization thing.
Sure.
How does it actually work?
Let's say we have a big fancy condo building.
Okay.
They would take that building
Yeah.
and essentially divide it up into digital tokens
Got it.
on the ESX chain. Each token represents a fraction of ownership in that building.
So if I bought like, let's say 1% of those tokens.
You would own 1% of that building.
Okay, so instead of needing millions of dollars to buy the whole thing, I can just buy a tiny little slice of it.
That's the idea. And that opens up real estate to a whole new group of people who couldn't afford to invest before.
So it's kind of like democratizing property ownership in a way.
Yeah, that's one of their big selling points.
But I mean, there's got to be some downsides, right?
Of course.
Like what happens if you have hundreds of people who all own a little piece of a building?
That's a great question. And it's something they're going to have to figure out.
Like, how do you manage the property?
Right?
Who makes decisions?
Exactly.
It sounds like a recipe for chaos.
It could be. It's definitely uncharted territory.
But let's be optimistic for a second.
Sure.
What are some of the most exciting potential benefits?
Well, liquidity is a huge one.
Okay.
Imagine being able to buy or sell your share of a property as easily as trading a stock.
Wow.
That would be revolutionary for real estate.